Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. There is no hotter thing in the world of hot rodding or off-roading right now than LS engine swaps. And what is an LS engine swap? Well, yeah, some companies, they'll tell you it's a set of motor mounts that may fit or may not. If we talk to the guys at Bruiser Conversions, we got Jeff here, you have the most integrated, fully done-up LS swap I have ever seen, and it's all supposed to go into a JK Jeep.
Yes, it is.
So you've developed these systems. The company's been around since the 80s. You guys are swapping small blocks in before it was cool. Now it's LS time. We have a full kit here, including a dressed motor, and I want you to walk me through some of these components that we're looking at on the table.
Okay, well, the kit comes with all the proprietary components necessary to do a complete do-it-yourself install. It comes with all of the high current wiring for the battery and the total integrated power management system. It's self-explanatory. All the instructions are in the actual PDF that we send to you. Comes with the driver's and passenger side motor mount assemblies at the engine block as well as at the frame rail. It comes with a battery tray with a total integrated power management module that is put at a 90-degree angle, as well as the battery, in order to clear the actual engines. Very clean, very simple. Comes with the relocation bracket for the transmission. The transmission does push back in the powertrain approximately 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and this takes up for the slack of that, but still utilizes the factory transmission crossmember mount and crossmember.
I'll tell you what, as cool as the hard parts are, they're super well fabricated. This stuff is gorgeous. The genius of this thing is in the technological end. And I'm looking at a GMLS motor, and I'm also looking at a computer with a Chrysler Pentastar on it, and you guys have made these talk to each other.
Yes, we have. We have done some proprietary management on the inside of the PCM in order to communicate with the LS.
Let's talk about the LS, because again, as cool as the hard parts are, you guys have made this thing so well integrated and so well fitting that anybody can do it at home. We have a wiring harness here that comes, now this is as the engine is basically delivered. We put the K&N air filter on it, but that's basically it. Everything else is as you're going to get it at your home, correct?
All the accessories, drive components are all completely assembled and on the front of the engine with the belt already attached. The hoses are already attached to the engine, and as you said, the K&N doesn't come on the engine because it doesn't fit into the crate while it's on the engine, but all of the preheater hoses, all of the EVAPs, all of your O2 sensors, your transmission controller plugs right into the existing NAG1 or WA580, as well as your AC system. The manifold goes right into the firewall to the evaporator as well as to the condenser, and you have another sector that comes across the top here that also goes into the condenser.
I mean, we talk about kits being complete. You guys have the clamps where they basically where they need to go.
They're wire tied where they need to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is the detail in this is incredible. You know, people get nervous about electrical stuff all the time, but the reality is you're using factory connectors to go into factory connectors. So
correct.
If you can identify shapes and read directions, you can swap an LS motor into your JK.
Correct. Absolutely.
Even the exhaust, which you guys have done nicely in stainless steel, you have the exhaust here with high flow catalytic converters, O2 sensors are here, and the crossover pipe as well. So this is going to fit. It's got a nice joint, fit your joint, goes under the motor, you weld it up, and you're in business on the exhaust. Now you may be asking, what about the transmission? Well, you guys have thought of that too. We're going to take our LS motor here and spin it around sideways for a second. This happens to be a 450 horse LS3 is the motor that we're talking about in this kit right here. And again, the jewelry part of this deal, unfortunately this gets hidden because this is gorgeous as well. The transmission adapter is what's going to be able to mount your LS motor to your factory trans.
Correct. Obviously, the bolt pattern on the GM is a different bolt pattern than the bolt pattern that's on the Chrysler transmission that we're utilizing. So we've utilized a piece of billet aluminum in order to change the bolt pattern from the GM to the Chrysler pattern, as well as there's a ring that goes on the flywheel that adapts the flex plate to the torque converter on the transmission.
Jeff, you guys have been in business for 30-some years. Like we said before, you've been doing small block Chevy swaps. You're into the LS market right now. Bruiser Conversions has done an amazing job on this kit, and we're actually going to come back and see one of these kits installed into an incredible piece that you have also built. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. Z-Max, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system. Genie Hitch, towing made easy. And by Dustless Blasting. It's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, we saw the LS motor here on the stand, and we also saw the components that went along with it. But the real magic lies right up under the hood. The LS motor's in there, along with the components. Jeff, man, if I went to a Jeep dealership, and I popped the hood and looked under here, I would swear this thing come right out of the factory. This is amazing, man. Tell me a little bit about this LS conversion.
Well, the reason that we decided to use the LS conversion in the Jeep platform is because of fitment. We had no issues with the engine fitting in the engine compartment from the factory. There was no modifications that needed to take place with the firewall. All of our components had plenty of clearance. With very minor modifications to the upper control arm brackets, we were able to fit it with ease. So it worked really good for a DIY platform.
Now, tell me a little bit about those components, man. How'd you get this stuff in there? I mean, I see the AC lines, everything you guys talked about. It's just so clean.
Well, we spent several years putting together this package so that we knew that we weren't going to have any issues at all with ongoing installations for private individuals that do not own their own garage. So we wanted to make it as simple as possible, and we did so by integrating the computer system into the LS by utilizing all of the factory Chrysler componentry.
Yeah, now I'm all about computer command control. I don't want you to give any away, but on the other hand, man, there's a Chrysler throttle body. We got some PCM issues, onboard 2 diagnostics, man. Just give us a little insight on how'd you make this stuff work?
Well, basically what we did our own programming on the ECM in order to be compatible with some of the componentry that we're utilizing on the engine. But we do have the system functioning with one single OBD2 port. You can go to any garage anywhere in the country, plug into your OBD2 port with a generic scanner, and be able to find out any information that you need to find if you have a check engine light that comes on.
Now that's incredible because the codes are all generic. I mean, I'll understand, but you guys are also there. If I have some issues, I can give you a call.
Absolutely. I mean, anybody that purchases a kit from us, we are there for them 100%, and prefer that they call us prior to ask us any questions that they deem necessary to follow through with the project.
Now this is the LS. You guys offer other packages as well.
We offer Hemis, diesels. A lot of the stuff that we do is in-house because of the complexity, but we also stand behind those components as well, and we're there for the client that decides that they want that particular package.
Well, cool as that is, man, this Jeep's even cooler. You know what? We're going to have to take a look at this from the front to the back. Now, Jeff, I could talk about this thing for weeks, you know, but you built this thing, I mean, from the ground up. Let's talk about the front all the way to the back. Let's close the hood and get started.
Sure thing. So we started off with a Warren 10,000S with synthetic rope. We have a Factor 55 clevis. We utilize Generites bumpers. They're aluminum, lightweight, very durable. Generites fenders. We utilize Raceline and Toyota Open Country MT 1550s on a 20-inch platform.
Tell us a little about the suspension. It seems to be up in the air a bit.
Correct. It's a 4-inch LCG Elite kit from TerraFlex. We utilize Radflow shocks with that because we definitely like the rebound that we get with those shocks. We like to keep the center of gravity very low because we do a lot of rock crawling.
Now, what about the durable paint job? I mean, what's that all about?
Well, we have utilized the Ultra Line-X, which is a new product that Line-X has developed. It doesn't have quite as much texture, and it's very durable. It's basically like bulletproof.
It sure is. Now, Brian, he's a little vertically challenged. He's going to love this, man. Open the door.
We've got the amp power steps for easy access to the passenger compartment.
To get right in there. The interior is phenomenal. What about the, let's head back here to the rear end. I mean, we got the dog box, water tanks. I mean, even the suspension system back here.
Sure.
It's second to none.
We have a dog box. The owner of this particular vehicle is an avid hunter, and we built a dog box custom for him for 2 dogs. It actually has a ventilation system with fans to keep the dogs nice and cool.
Back here, you got a winch under there as well?
Yeah, there's a winch underneath the rear of the vehicle. If he gets into a tight spot out in the bush, he doesn't have to worry about getting himself out of that situation.
Well, Jeff, I know you and I know your company, man. You're not going to sleep unless this stuff goes out your door primo, and this is a living example of it, man. This is incredible. Thank you so much for bringing it in. Hey, we'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.